In this video, I'm unboxing and taking a look at the Razer Huntsman Elite optical gaming keyboard. So stay tuned. Hi everybody, this is Andrew from T is for Tech, and today I'm going to be taking a look at and doing a quick unboxing of the Razer Huntsman Elite optical gaming keyboard. Now this has the Razer linear optical switches, so this is a relatively new version of this keyboard. The original Huntsman Elite that came out had the purple keycaps, or the purple mechanisms, which are more of the clicky keys, so that would be something like the blue Logitech or blue clicky keys of other mechanical keyboards. So it was a little bit more of like the tactile, clickety, loud sort of thing. The linear version that just came out in September, I believe, is a little bit quieter. Still has that kind of tactile feel, but not as loud. So that's why I want to take a look at this one. And this also includes, obviously you get the chroma, lighting and all of that. The Razer software that you can use to control all this has some of the media keys at the top, dial that you can program and to do other things, adjust volume, a bunch of different stuff. And this also includes the wrist rest, the magnetic wrist rest that has the lighting on it as well. So we're going to do a quick unboxing here and just take a look at this, maybe a sound test of the key action if I can get that picked up well enough with the microphone. And then I'll flip over and I'll do some more video on maybe the software setup and a little bit of what it looks like on my desk after I do the unboxing. So if you can see here, and maybe I'll jump to an animation of how this linear optical switch works. But basically, instead of an actual mechanical actuation, the key press happens by breaking an optical beam. So it's kind of like a light beam. When you press down, it breaks that and then actuates the key. So we'll show you that somewhere here, what that actually what the mechanism looks like when it gets pressed. But that's how these work, right? So they're less of a mechanical mechanism switch, and it's more of, I mean, obviously there's some mechanical switch there, but it's actually breaking a optical beam, and that's how it works. Basically, this also has key stabilizer bars underneath the keys, so that kind of keeps them a little bit more from moving side to side when you're pressing on them. It's got the wrist rest and some onboard memory, which basically allows you to save the settings, some of your settings on the actual keyboard itself. And there's also some software and a cloud ability to save some of your settings in the cloud. And they are durable and tested up to 100 million keystrokes. So seems pretty good. Basically, this does require Windows software, and all of that is optimized for Windows 10 or Windows 7 or higher, but most people are probably running Windows 10 now. And yeah, so we'll just take a quick look, unbox this. Basically, as you open this up, you have some materials in here. Some stickers, some Razer stickers, and a little bit of information, user manual, etc. Take a look at those later. The packaging actually looks pretty nice here. So this is the actual wrist rest. As you can see on the bottom, there's some nice rubber feet, so keep it from slipping around on your desk. Right there. And this is a very nice kind of plush pleather-like material with a pretty nice amount of padding. Connectors for connecting to the actual keyboard. So that's the wrist rest. And here's the actual keyboard. And right away, this definitely feels very significant. The top plate is aluminum. Obviously, the bottom has plastic, has a lot of the same rubber feet, has a couple different levels of adjustment for angle, so you can have it be a little bit shorter or a little bit taller depending on your preference. So you can flip those around there. And yeah, there's the bottom connector for the wrist rest. Yeah, and I mean, overall, this looks very nice. Now, the one thing I noticed right away when you're looking at this is that, and you probably can't tell until you actually turn it on, but the actual, like the top row keys here, where you have the shift for pound, $, percent, all that stuff, those are not lit up. So it just would be the numbers are lit up, or the top portion of those keys are lit up. The bottom is just screen printed on there. So I don't know if that's a problem for you. For me, it doesn't really bother me, but I did know that that was the case, prior to getting this. If it really bothers you a lot, you can probably get a replacement set of keycaps that has full transparency on both the the number and the alternate shift symbol or whatever. But yeah, long story short, that's something to consider, and comes with a really beefy braided cable, so that does take up basically 2 USB ports on your computer. So just keep that in mind as well. The only thing that kind of bums me out is it doesn't have a USB pass-through connection on the actual keyboard. So, it just plugs, sucks up two USB slots on your machine, and you can't connect anything actually to the keyboard itself. If we take this off, we'll take a look at the actual key. As you can see, it has those little metal side position stabilizers, so it kind of stabilizes the whole key actuation, so it's a nice smooth up and down motion. Overall, the keyboard looks really pretty nice. And I will say, this is probably not the best this is probably not the best angle to be showing this. I should probably have a top-down view, but hopefully you'll get the idea. Now I'm going to switch over to the Rode Video mic on my camera instead of the lavalier, so hopefully you can get a little bit more of the sound of the keys themselves, okay? As you can see, then this just kind of magnetically attaches like that. So I'm going to go ahead and hook this up to my computer, and maybe I'll do a screen recording of the Razer software installation and some of that, and then I'll show a little bit of footage of what this looks like with the different chroma, RGB lights and all of that. So I'll jump over to the computer and finish up the video there. So I skipped over the actual installation of the Razer Synapse software. So basically you just install this, your device will show up. So you can see here the Razer Huntsman Elite. Now, I really don't have the time to go through all of what you can do with the software. That would be a whole another video in and of itself. The Synapse software has a ton of different things for connecting different devices. If you have things like the Nanoleaf or Philips Hue or other lighting controls and things like that in your house, you can kind of sync all of that with the keyboard and the software and have your whole gaming setup, have RGB lights doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm not going to go through all of that, I guess, right now. What I was going to do is just show you, a little bit about this. You can go through and you can do all sorts of things, setting up the keyboard itself, customizing the color layouts and all of that, and the lighting. There's gaming mode. There's a bunch of different stuff. And to be honest, like it's really crazy, right? You can do all kinds of stuff. You can add effects layers that do different things. You can use audio meters, breathing, reactive, spectrum cycling, all sorts of stuff. I mean, there's a gazillion things you can do with the keyboard. What I did do just for the rest of this video, just for a quick test, is I set up the visualizer, the chroma visualizer, and I turned it on, and I had a couple spectrum cycling, reactive to the music, and then I played a little bit of Soundstripe music in the background and recorded just a little bit of what the keyboard does in some of that scenario. So just to give you a little flavor of what it looks like. Again, there's a ton of stuff in here. I really don't have the time to go through it all today, and I need to learn about it first, I think, to really figure out all of what's available, because there's a lot of features in the software that you can leverage. So I'm just going to kind of end this video with some of the recording of reacting to audio, so you can see some of the RGB lighting and all of that, and then yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and you can see a little bit of this, and then the video will end. This is Andrew from TS for Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.